Hi everybody, Tennis Coach Robert here with CarlboTennis.com. Thank you all for tuning in today. If this is your first time, welcome. Thank you so much. For all of you who subscribe and are regulars, I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching another video. So thank you very much. I appreciate the comments and the feedback. So thank you so much. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about the one-hand backhand, and we're going to use a non-racket version. So we're going to shadow it without a racket. So I'm going to go ahead and start off using my racket, and then we'll go ahead and use primarily the hand to go ahead and shadow it, okay? So when I go ahead and start off here, I'm going to show you a one-hand backhand, and I'm going to start off in the ready to hit position, and I'm going to make it a little bit different because I'm going to have you hold the racket with your thumb along the side bevel like this. So my thumb is pointing to the side like this. I normally would not be holding my thumb on the edge like this, so I wouldn't be holding it on the edge like this. So I have it here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have contact, and when you have contact, I'm basically using my thumb as the strings of my racket, so it's going to mimic the strings. So my strings are here, thumb is pointing back there, and then I have contact. It's going to be parallel with the sideline, and then I'm going to finish up here with the thumb pointing straight up and the racket up here on edge. So here, contact, and up. Under normal circumstances, my thumb would not be leaning against it. It would be more in the position like this. Okay, it wouldn't be there. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I hold the racket here like this. The racket is back here. Have contact and up. My non-dominant hand is going to go backwards, and I'm going to use my hips to rotate. So I'm going to get from here to here by rotating my hips, and then I open up my shoulders and end up over here. I want my racket above my head. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my thumb. So if you can go ahead and you saw that my knuckles were in this position here, like I'm punching this way. Okay, so I am in this position. My thumb here is going to be back, and then I have my contact right there, and then I finish with the thumb up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold my hand instead of it being like this. Okay, you can do this. I'm just going to make my hand be flat like this. Okay, so I have my thumb pointing backwards, contact, and up. So here, contact, and up. So I can also use my index finger to point back, contact, and the index finger. Okay, so we can go ahead and have the index finger being that racket too. So it'd be on the back side, here, contact, and up. I know when you put it against the racket, as such, you're going to have a different kind of grip, but we're looking at the actual movement, okay? So I'm going to use the thumb here, contact, and point up. So here, contact, and up. So I have my finger pointing backwards. If I want to go ahead and use my glasses, I can go ahead and have my thumb pointing backwards like this, have my contact, the racket is parallel with the baseline here, and I'm using my hips, and then I finish with my thumb pointing up. And if I wanted to use my phone, I could go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, I hold my phone so, okay, and my finger is back here, thumb, contact, and up. So right here, the thumb is back, contact, and up. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these down, and I'm going to go ahead and just use my hands because we're primarily going to use the hands. You can use those things. So whenever you're shadowing, you want to go ahead and imagine that you're hitting the ball into a specific area. So I want to imagine that I'm hitting the ball into an area, even if I'm just practicing. I just don't want to just mindlessly do this. I want to have an idea. That ball went in, this ball went in the net, because I lean forward, and so on. So the more realistic we make it, and the more we make it into something like a tactical part where we're getting the ball into specific areas, the better it's going to be. Also, you all know how you hit against other people. So you've rallied balls against other people, so you have some idea as to how they hit the ball. And also, if you are taking lessons, you have some idea as to how your coach, he or she, may feed the ball to you, and so on. So you have some idea, okay? So I play with a lot of different people, all different levels. So I'm going to go and make it slow. I could, of course, make this faster depending on what your level is. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by just doing some shadowing. Someone is feeding me a ball. My racket is back here. I'm going to use my non-dominant hand. So I'm going to hold the racket up here like this. I'm going to take it back like I would with my regular racket in my hand. Load, plant, up. And I'm imagining that I'm hitting the ball down the line. So I have my racket here. My left hand is here on the throat. I take it back. And as I'm taking it back, I can turn my hand like this to make that grip change. So I can mimic the grip as much as possible. So I take it here, I turn it, I adjust my hands, load, plant, and then imagine that I'm hitting it down the line. So again, we want to make sure contact here. Racket is thumb is pointing to the side, and finish up here. So I have someone feeding me a ball, racket is back, adjust my feet, load, plant, up, finish up high. I'm going to go ahead and do a drill where I have 2 cross courts, 1 down the line. So this is a very common type of drill that we do. So I'm going to go ahead and have a cross court. So here, load, plant, and if you notice here, the back side of my hand is pointing more towards that direction, so that means the ball is going there, and then up. And then we get back again. Racket is back, load, plant, contact, and finish up here. Then I go ahead and finish off with the down the line shot. Contact is this way now, not there, this, and we finish up here. I can go ahead and rally with someone and do a couple of balls down the middle of the court. So I feed the ball, we're just rallying down the middle. I adjust my feet, racket is back, load, plant. I'm hitting all these balls right down the middle, and I'm mimicking my motion. You can do this here if you're in a position where you're indoors or outdoors on the first floor. You don't want to do this probably on the 3rd floor because it might make too much noise when you're out there bouncing on the 3rd floor. People might get upset at this. But if not, you can just go ahead and do the basic motion, and this isn't going to cause too much problem if you're on the 3rd floor or higher. Your neighbors aren't going to be bothered. But if you're on the ground, of course, try to move your feet, and the more things you do together, it's going to be better. Add some variety to it. So don't just hit your backhand, add a forehand to it as well. Okay? And we have to remember this. You know, we talk about the backhand, and we have to remember that it's the back side of your hand going towards the ball. And then we have the forehand, the front side of your hand going towards the ball. So, you know, we can use the hand or the racket as an extension of the hand. We'll always want to think about it and see how they are integrated as one. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful and useful. Thank you for tuning in today. Appreciate that very much. Again, all of you who subscribe, I thank you so much, and for all the comments and thumbs up, thank you. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with others, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
For more information on Carlbo Tennis, visit www.carlbotennis.com. If you wish to email Coach Robert, please do so at robert@carlbotennis.com, or visit his Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Carlbo Tennis. Tennis for the people. This video was an ADCI LLC production.